Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Danjo part number 1580 613 oil rubbed bronze slide bolt. Here it is. This is a typical surface mounted slide bolt that you're going to see generally on steel doors. It's generally where you're going to see this. Very common design, very common shape, typical in its length being 8-inch. Got a couple of pads here. This is going to be capable of traveling about 1.25 inches, something in that range. Solid bar, couple of mounting points, handle. Okay. This is the 1580. It's going to include 2 strikes. A mortise strike, could be surface mounted as well. You'd probably mount this when you are installing it on the push side of the door, because this would be installed up in the header so that it would look like this. If you were doing a pull side of the door mount, you could mount this to the header and have it work this way, or rim mounted, or something surface mounted when you're on the pull side. So you'll get both strikes with both of these units, and then you'll get a package of machine and wood screws and a complementary finish. Let's go over the dimensional properties of this item, and there is a template below this video showing the dimensional properties, so I won't beleaguer all the points. Overall length of the bolt is 8-inch. Okay. Overall width of the mounting points, the mounting pads, is 2 1/16. That is indeed the case. You're going to have a 3/4 inch wide bar. That's going to be 5/16 thick. The thickness of the bar is not given in the template, but there you go. Width of the mounting pad, about 3/4 inch. A little heavy on that. The 2 strikes, the mortise strike, about 2 7/8 by 3/4. Overall length of the rim or surface strike, 2-inch by 3/4 by 3/4. Okay. The travel on this, it's limited by the pad or the bar or the handle bumping into the mounting pad, but then that mounting pad will travel that far. So our distance that we're dealing with for travel on the unit is from here to that pin, and it looks like it's about 1 1/16 inches. Total projection. Nice, good looking bar. It was ferrous based, as you may have picked up earlier. And before I say the rest of this, I'm a big fan of Danjo. I love them. The one point of contention is that they're using the term 613 to a hardware person, to an architect, to someone who's in the know. That means oil rubbed bronze, but that means oil rubbed bronze on a brass base material. And while this is certainly complementary to an oil rubbed bronze look, it's not oil rubbed bronze in that sense. And actually, it looks more like a US 10A, like a antique relieved bronze. It somewhat runs through their product line where they use oil rubbed bronze. And that's not what it is, especially their door reinforcing wraparound plates. They'll call them oil rub bronze, but they're really dark brown powder coated over stainless steel generally. And yes, they're absolutely complementary, but to a hardware person, they shouldn't be calling it 613, because that infers both the finish and the base material, because the base material, whether it's steel or bronze, gives you a different oil rubbed look when you're going for oil rubbed. I would probably at best call this 640 finish so that you knew it was a steel base material. However, nuance aside, splitting hairs aside, it's an excellent looking bolt that if you have oil rubbed bronze finish hardware on your door, this is going to complement it very well. It's economical, it's effective, it's made or sold by a company who does a great job at what they do. Prompt, reliable, predictable shipping lead times, etc. There's a link below this video as well to a document called product catalog where you can review all of the bolts from Danjo. When you pull that up and you, let's say, do a search for the 1580, you're going to find that surface bolt. What's nice about that is you'll see the surface, the sister products to it. You'll see the finishes that you can do them in. The 1580 is available in 605, which would be brass. 605 does mean brass base material, so it'll be a polished brass type look. 613 and then 626 for satin chrome. Options there for sex bolts, which would be a great idea to through bolt this through the door. You can pick those up separately as well. The sister products, as we had talked about earlier, padlockable style, are there. The rest of the catalog will show you all of the other surface bolts, and even including a key operated surface bolt, which is nice as well. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full line product catalog, along with all of the subsection parts of that full line catalog, which is advantageous because, quite frankly, it's a bit the full line catalog is a bit unwieldy. It's a large document. Breaking it up into sections is easier to manipulate. If you know Danjo, you probably know them for those door reinforcing wraparound plates or their latch protectors. But as you look at the rest of those catalog, top level categories, you can see they're a comprehensive provider of trim and auxiliary hardware. And the use of the term 613, notwithstanding, I am quite partial to Danjo. They have a relatively petite footprint, relatively petite given some other companies in the industry. They do one thing, they do it very well, and they do it very well over and over again. That's why I'm partial to them. You need some no-nonsense surface bolts sent to you, they're your company. If you have any questions on the Danjo 1580 and a 613 finish, or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.